관세음 보살, 관세음 보살, 천상의 관세음 보살님이시여. 아이고, 자비로우신 염라 대왕이시여. 저는 그저 가난한 농사꾼입니다. 제가 여기서 막자 죽고 둘렁 다음 상에는 재물을 많이 보시해서 자비를 베풀 수 있도록 돈 많고 세력 있는 사람으로 다시 태어나게 해주세요.
So how'd your lab work go?
Not well. Tell me I have 4, maybe 6 months to live.
What? I can't... You've got to be kidding me.
That's what they tell me.
What are you gonna do?
Cancel all my appointments for today. I want to go to my favorite bookstore.
Okay. What do you want me to tell them?
Well, tell them I'm taking a mental health day. No. You're smart. Tell them something. You can handle it.
Я думаю, что мы живем, и мы будем жить еще и еще.
Christine. Dr. Kentrell's office, how may I help you? No, I'd have to say she's not in at the moment. I'll be sure to give her the message. Thank you. Dr. Kentrell's office, how can I help you? Oh, you could say I'm covering the phones while she is out. It did? I'm so sorry. You are? Well, I'll be sure to give her the message. Thank you, and have a nice day.
Yankees? We ought not to be out here looking for no Yankees.
Christine, relax. It's me.
Yeshi!
I let myself in.
Do monks and nuns usually let themselves in?
Not usually. Only if we're considered family. Your phone was ringing and you appear to be flying in the ether.
The phone? Oh, Yeshi, thank you for answering the phone. Who was it?
You're welcome. It was the electric company.
What the hell?
It was the electric company. They called to say that your check had bounced and they were cutting off your power.
There's plenty of money in that checking account. There's got to be a mistake. I'm going to call him and straighten it all out.
The other call was from...
Hey, it's Dad!
The other call was from the phone company. The nice man said that their check bounced too, and they're cutting off your telephone.
Damn it, Sam.
Your ex?
Yes, he's been raiding my checking account.
You've been divorced 2 years. Why do you still have a joint checking account?
I never got around to closing it. Besides, Sam gets in these financial binds now and again. It's easier for him to write a check than to come over here and whine.
Perhaps this would be a good time to open a new account.
No, it's not.
Christine, what's wrong?
That was the last of my money.
What about your grants?
They're totally tapped out. I'm broke.
Christine, I'm so sorry. Is there anything I can do?
Ugh. I don't suppose the monastery would take a nice Jewish girl, would they?
Actually, we would take just about anybody who is of serious intent to be of benefit to others. In fact, we've taken quite a number of Jewish persons over the years. But
What?
you don't strike me as the monastic type, Christine.
Try me.
Okay? Number 1, you can't kill sentient beings.
Not a problem. Besides, it's against the law.
Number 2, you can't steal.
Not a problem. Why would I want to?
Number 3, you cannot lie, especially about your spiritual attainments.
Not a problem. I'm not spiritually attained.
Are you still in the wagon? We're not allowed intoxicants.
Still recovering and sober for 6.5 years.
Very good. Good for you.
Thank you.
And the last question. Are you willing to give up sex?
Guess I'm not cut out to be a monastic after all.
Too bad. Perhaps you can be a monastic sometime in the future. You're 4/5 there.
I don't think so. I like sex too much.
You'll get over it. I did.
Yeshi, I don't think I'll ever get over sex. Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be. It's the most refreshing greeting I've had in years.
What can I do for you?
I'm seeking Dr. Christine Cantrell.
God, another bill collector?
No, I'm not a bill collector. You might say I'm an angel.
An angel?
If you're Dr. Cantrell, I have a job for you. A commission for research work. A grant.
Christine, invite them in.
Oh God, where are my manners? Please, come in. This is Yeshi, a Buddhist monk from the Namgyal Monastery.
Pleased to meet you, Lama. Judging from your robes, I'd say you're of a Tibetan tradition.
Are you a Buddhist?
No, doctor, but when I was younger, I traveled extensively in the Far East and in the Himalayas. It was there I picked up a considerable respect for Eastern spiritual thinking. Oh, Doctor, Lama, this is my personal secretary, Sinjin.
Sinjin.
Welcome, Sinjin.
Please, come in. Oh, I am sorry. Let me just, the maid hasn't been here yet.
Cantrell, may we speak in private?
I must be going.
No, nonsense! Yeshi, please stay! Yeshi is very often my research assistant and is privy to my most sensitive research. Yeshi, could you get the chair for Dr. Walters, Mrs. Walters, please?
Okay, the llama can stay.
I just... Please, sit. So, you said something about a grant?
Doctor, do you have any idea who I am?
No, I don't.
This is Mrs. Roberta Walters, CEO and majority owner of Walters Shipbuilding, Walters Aeronautics, and Walters Space Systems. The enterprise is included in the Fortune 500.
Fortune 200.
Fortune 200.
I see. What can I do for you?
I've been researching you, Doctor, and do you think we could turn on some lights?
Chris, number 3.
What, may I ask, is number 3?
It's a set of rules we try and live life by.
Oh, I see.
Ms. Walters, I need to be upfront with you. I'm a little behind on my grants, and, well, the electricity's been turned off.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. According to my research, you're totally out of grants. St. John, see to it.
It's dead.
St. John, see to that as well.
You really don't have to do this.
Nonsense. We're going to be business partners.
We are.
Of course we are.
Oh, okay.
I'll get right to the point. I've spent a lifetime amassing an empire and personal fortune estimated at over $500 million.
My goodness.
There's only one problem. I'm dying, and if my overpriced doctors are right, I'll be dead in under a year. About 6 months, they say.
I'm so sorry.
Om Mani Padme Hung Ho Ri.
Oh, no need to be. I've lived a rich, adventurous life, practicing the art of abundance.
Can I ask what the medical problem is?
Certainly. I have the tumor about the size of a pea in my brain, and it gets to be about the size of a walnut or thereabouts. It'll kill me. Oh, thank you, St. John.
So, you've come to me for some alternative therapy?
No, I'm not interested in a lot of iffy alternative therapies.
Thank you, you're too kind. What can I do for you? Oh,
Ah, good.
thank you. So what can I do for you?
Doctor, I've read all your books on past life regression, and I especially like your book on reincarnation theories, Adventures of the Soul.
I'm so glad you liked it. You want an autograph.
No, Doctor, I'm not after your autograph. I'm interested in your ideas. I especially like the closing chapter. Having demonstrated that prenatal memories are a documented fact, and given the concept that universal spiritual essence seems to exist in a timeless state, it is hypothetically possible to assume that as we touch our past lives via regressive modalities, perhaps we can touch our future selves with as yet undiscovered technique.
You wrote that, Chris? You sound like a llama.
Indeed she does, Lama Yeshi.
So I still don't understand what you want.
Doctor, I want you to document several of my past lives.
Okay, but why?
Doc, then I want you to test your theories on future personas. I want you to find my next couple of future selves, as many as you seems practical.
Well, are you having a crisis of faith and you want me to confirm for you that death isn't the ultimate finality?
Well, not exactly.
Good God. You want to leave your money to yourself?
Lama, you're sharp.
You can't can't be serious.
As serious as a heart attack.
I'm not even sure it's possible.
The Dr. Cantrell that wrote this book thought it was possible. Christine, wouldn't you really like to know? Wouldn't you like to explore the unknown frontiers of the mind and spirit? Prove the academic community wrong about you?
Well, of course, but we're on pretty shaky theoretical ground here.
But are you willing to try, Doctor? What else do you have on your plate?
Nothing, I guess.
So, we have a deal?
Yes. Yes, we have a deal.
Wonderful. You see, St. John, a true explorer. No thought of money, not like those other researchers.
You spoke to other researchers?
Of course we did. A bunch of skeptics and narrow-minded old fools.
You did mention money?
Certainly. Here's a cashier's check for $100,000 as a retainer for the next 6 months.
100?
And Christine, that's yours, no matter what we find. I want you to fix your financial problems. I want your mind clear for this effort. Is that understood?
Understood.
And Christine, if we succeed, there'll be a chairmanship at a major university for you. I guarantee it.
Thank you. I don't know what to say.
Just say yes.
Yes. Yes, I'll do it. Thank you so much for coming. Please drive carefully.
And welcome to Walters Industries, Dr. Cantrell.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Here's my card. Call me anytime, night or day, if you need anything. When you're ready to start, call and we'll arrange a series of appointments for the boss.
Yeshi, this is fantastic! This is so great. $100,000.
Can I preach at you a little bit?
Sure, what's on your mind?
This person has major poisons, with greed and pride being at the top of the list. Not to mention a serious case of grasping.
I know, but I got the grant, which I needed so desperately.
Yeah. Be sure to open a new checking account so your ex-husband doesn't get his hands on this money too.
Okay. Yeshi, do you think I can really do what Mrs. Walters wants?
What? Find this person's future self? Yes, I suppose so. But future lives are complex things. Remember that everything that happens to us and all we become is based on past causes.
You mean the sum and differences of where we've been concept?
More than that. Karma also comes into play. Who knows what past causes will ripen when we start messing with this being's future? Promise me you'll be careful.
Yeshi, my friend, I will be very careful.
Yeah, the box and the stereo, auditory, and the video. And
Good afternoon, Dr. Cantrell. You all right?
St. John. Where's Miss Walters?
She's in the limo, finalizing a shipbuilding deal.
Does she do that often? Work from the limo, I mean.
No, she prefers her office. You should be honored.
Why is that?
You wouldn't believe the effort it took to carve out the time you require from her schedule. Mrs. Walters is a rigid time manager.
How did she ever find time for a family?
She didn't.
That's sad.
One makes choices in life, Doctor. Walters made hers.
Do you ever call her by her first name?
No,
Why not?
it's not my place. I respect her. Besides, I only know of one person who ever called her by her first name. Besides her late husband, that is.
Who was that?
My predecessor, just before he was fired.
Oh my.
5 years, 7 months ago.
I see.
Good afternoon, Cantrell. You ready for the first hypnotrance session?
Ms. Walters, before we begin our session, I think we need to establish a few ground rules. Yeshi, kill the engine.
Ground rules? What do you have in mind?
Well, to begin with, my name is Chris, or Christine, or Dr. Cantrell, not Cantrell.
Okay, Christine it is. Anything else?
Yeah, also, when I work a process, I like to be on a first name basis. It helps to break down the barriers.
I'm listening.
I'd like to call you by your first name. Limited to our sessions, of course.
Okay,
All right, Ms. Walters, what do I call you?
Roberta will be fine.
And what about you?
Oh, come, St. John. We have no secrets from Christine.
Marion.
I didn't catch that.
Marion.
I see. I guess we could stick with St. John.
Thank you.
All right. Roberta, please, come in and have a seat.
So now what?
Well, Roberta, I need you to put on these goggles and this headset.
What? No swinging pocket watches?
Sorry, swinging pocket watches went out with the spinning spiral wheels.
So what does all this stuff do?
The goggles will flash colored lights at your eyes in a computer-controlled pattern that helps induce a trance-like state.
And the headset?
Well, the headset is to flood your auditory senses with white noise, with varying patterns, all mixed with some soothing music and ocean waves.
How long does it take?
Not long. If you relax and you focus on it a few minutes, when you're under, I'll talk to you via the headset. If you want to step out, now would be a good time. This could take a while.
Doctor, I'm your control. I'm your witness. Walters wants checks and balances.
Please explain. She can't hear you.
My boss is a bit of a control freak, to be honest.
From what I've seen so far, I tend to agree.
She wants me present at these sessions to provide a degree of protection.
Protection?
While you're crawling around her subconscious, to be perfectly frank.
I see.
Doctor, I'm a very loyal employee, and to some degree, one of her few friends. I just want to see her happy. Personally, I think all this New Age stuff is bull.
St. John, do you have an open mind?
Yes.
Good, because if I'm right, I'm going to blow your socks off.
That would be a pleasant surprise.
Ooh, I think she's soup.
Soup?
Yeah, the goggles are fitted with an alpha wave detector. When she sustains alpha for a good 5 minutes, she's under. Roberta, how old are you?
63.
Okay, Roberta, I want you to go back and remember your 21st birthday. Where are you?
I'm in the Rathskeller.
What's that?
Oh, it's my favorite pub off campus near school.
What school?
Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute.
Are you happy?
Yes, I'm happy. I'm having my first birthday party being thrown by some of my school chums.
Didn't your parents ever throw you a birthday party?
They abandoned me to boarding school when I was 8.
Take notes, please. Okay, Roberta. I want you to move now to an earlier time. When you were 2. Where are you?
My father's house on the Hudson.
Okay. Now, Roberta, I want you to move back even farther, to an even earlier time, before you were Roberta. Where are you?
I'm wounded. I think I'm dying.
Why? Why are you dying? Where are you? How old are you?
My name is Anita. I'm from Barcelona. I'm 28. A sniper shot me.
I want you to move back further, to an even earlier time. I want you to go back to your 35th birthday. Where are you?
Shh! You'll scare the fish.
Are you fishing?
No, I'm knitting a sweater. Of course I'm fishing, lass.
Well, where are you fishing? Where do you live now?
Malin, of course. Where else would I be living?
Where's Malin? I'm a visitor.
Northwest coast of Ireland, lass.
And what's your name?
Patrick Mayland at your service.
Patrick, tell me about your life in Malin.
Certainly, lass. My father moved here from Ulster in 1867. He became a fisherman.
And it's here he met my mother.
I need you to go back farther, to another memory. A memory before you were Patrick.
Oh, sweet Jesus. It hurts. Something's wrong.
What's wrong?
The baby's breached. You're gonna have to turn it.
Oh, okay. Move back to the day before you went into labor. Who are you?
I'm Maggie Johnson.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
And where are you?
In Virginia.
What year is this?
The year of our Lord, 1863.
Maggie, tell me about your life in Virginia.
I'm a member of my church, and I help my mama run the plantation.
¡Qué gran día para España!
Sí, ha sido un buen día. Los fascistas han tomado realmente una paliza.
Qué lástima que nos separamos de vuestra compañía.
Os encontraremos luego.
Eso es que no se han retirado o han avanzado.
Camarada, ¿creéis poder remendar mis calcetines luego de que cocines algo de comer?
Camarada, bajo los artículos del Manifiesto Comunista, nosotros somos ciudadanos con igualdad.
Claro que somos ciudadanos iguales, pero el lugar de una mujer es el lugar de una mujer.
¿Y qué lugar es ese?
Cuidando de los hombres y de los niños.
Pensaría que los hombres pueden cuidarse por sí solos.
Por supuesto, los hombres pueden cuidarse por sí mismos, pero es solo más conveniente que las mujeres se ocupen de la cocina y de la costura.
¿Y qué tal matando a los fascistas de la derecha?
Camarada, vosotros sois una ciudadana igual. Podéis cargar un fusil y podéis matar a los fascistas que queréis.
Pienso que somos ciudadanos iguales, pero también pienso que deberían compartir las responsabilidades domésticas mientras todos luchamos.
¿Qué? ¿Los hombres limpiando, cocinando y remendando calcetines? Luego queréis que los hombres también se encarguen de los niños.
¿Por qué no?
Es que no se hace. Los hombres son hombres y las mujeres son mujeres.
¿Y camaradas son camaradas? Pienso que los hombres deberían compartir los trabajos de una mujer.
A mí me parece que queréis que los hombres seamos sirvientes. Estás empezando a sonar como capitalista.
Quizás siendo capitalista no sería tan mal después de todo.
Senator, I don't care if they have 50 trade agreements with us. I'm not going to sell them any of my ships. Sure, I'll be happy to listen. Okay, Senator, shoot.
Yeah, I'm here. Don't put me on hold again, please. Are you the desktop operations manager? I'm calling for Mrs. Walters. Mrs. Walters. I need a broadband line with a router, a firewall, and several high-end research-grade desktop systems installed at 113 St. Elmo Street in Silver Spring within the next 24 hours. I have to talk to security? Okay, put security on. Yes, I'll wait.
Senator, how old are you? I see. Well, I guess you're a little too young to remember World War II. But back in the 30s, Howard Hughes tried to save his fledgling aircraft company by selling the Japanese a plane called the H-8. A few years later, our boys had to contend with them. They called them Zeros. So, now, if you get my point, I'm not going to sell my ship to that particular foreign power. Good afternoon, Senator.
Look, this has the highest priority. This request is coming from Walters herself.
I don't care if this is coming from the President of the United States. I'm paid to enforce security, and you can bet your bottom dollar I'm going to do it. Now, honey, you just relax, and I'll get you all fixed up. Do you have an external connection request?
No, I don't have an external connect request.
Honey, that's going to slow us down a bit. Do you have a network diagram?
No, I don't have a network diagram. I kind of figured you guys would do it.
Miss Sinjin, we are all security engineers over here. You need a network diagram to plot all this out for you and to fill out a proper external connection request. Don't you care about security?
Yes, I'm concerned about security. I work in security.
You're in security. I thought you would know better than to have us dancing around the rules. At this rate, it's going to take us 3 months.
I'm not asking you to dance around the rules. What do you mean 3 months? Who is this?
Honey, my name is Tina.
Tina who?
Tina Phillips.
What's wrong?
Our IT security says they can't supply us with the research suite for 3 months because of network security concerns.
Let me speak to her.
Her name's Tina.
Tina? Miss Walters here. Please explain the problem.
Mrs. Walters, it's like this. We have set policy and process. Normally, this sort of external suite takes a couple of months to sign off on following process. It could happen a lot faster, but requests like this sometimes just sit in people's in baskets.
Oh, really? Now, if you could do it your way, could you make it happen faster? Now, I understand it's a matter of policy.
If I could do it my way, I'd bypass all this office politics, and I'd go right to the guys with the signatures. It'd make it happen much faster.
Well, if you could do it by the book and make it happen faster, how long?
Oh, 3 weeks. Maybe a week, if all the signatories aren't on vacation.
Tina, would you conference your manager in on this call?
That chick's a brick wall. Says it's 3 months' effort to do it right.
Yes, she is a brick wall, but I want to speak to her manager. Hello, who is this?
Byers, ma'am. Frank Byers.
Oh, and what is it that you do, Frank? Oh, you're the director of computer security. Well, Tina tells me there's a lot of in-office politics going on, and that it's going to take my external request 3 months.
No, ma'am. I can make it happen for you in 24 hours.
Oh, and how would you do that, Frank?
Ms. Walters, for someone like you, I'm sure we can waive the requirements. After all, we all trust you.
Uh-huh. Oh, I understand. So, you're going to make an exception in my case. Oh, you're going to work around the paperwork. I see. I'm honored. Frank, you're fired.
Huh?
What? Miss Walters, can you tell me why?
You want to know why, Frank? Well, you have no idea who's going to use that research suite or why. You just compromised my network to grease yourself with me. And I hate that, Frank.
What are you going to do for director of security?
Tina, Miss Walters again. I'd like you to process this request in an expedited manner, but I want you to dot the I's and cross the T's.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, and Tina, congratulations. You're the new director of computer security. Thanks for sticking to your guns for me.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mrs. Walters, are you sure you want to do it that way? Byers has been with us a long time.
Yeshi, do you think I'm wrong?
I'm just a simple monk.
That's my point.
I'm not sure I understand.
Lama, would you compromise your vows to make your superiors happy?
Certainly not.
Exactly my point. Frank was willing to cut corners and compromise policy to suit me. That's not ethical.
Do you want Byers out cold?
Oh, okay. Give him a generous severance package or retire him. Make it a win-win situation.
That was compassionate.
Compassion's good. What was compassionate?
So, Christine, tell me what you found.
I'd love to, but I can't.
Why?
Control.
Lab rules.
What can you tell me?
Only that we've found 2 personas that appear to have lives that we can document. That's why I asked St. John for a research computer.
It's all arranged.
Roberta, I'll give you a complete rundown after the research is done and confirmed.
So now what?
Now we take a stab at the future.
When?
In a few days, after I confirm your previous personas.
Ma'am, what are we doing out here?
Johnny said the Yankee soldier boys are up this way. I thought we could take a look-see.
Yankees? We ought not to be out here looking for no Yankees.
Lucy, there's no harm in taking a peek.
Ma'am, those Yankees got guns. Besides, you got a baby inside you. Mammy Ruth says it's gonna be here any day now.
Oh, shush.
Ma'am, you wanted to see Yankees? Well, there they are.
Good gracious. You were right. They don't look too friendly. And I think they're gonna fight our Confederate boys.
Man, we best be getting out of here. Run!
Lucy! Stop! I need to catch my breath.
Okay, man, but we best not stay too long. Who knows if those soldier boys will be coming this way?
Lucy, I'm having the baby.
You can't be having the baby now.
Lucy, I'm having the baby now. You're gonna have to deliver it.
I don't know nothing about delivering no baby.
You're gonna have to watch for the head, and when it comes, you're gonna have to catch him. Sweet Jesus, that hurts. Something's wrong.
Ma'am, I don't see no head, just his feet.
The baby's breached. You're gonna have to turn it. Lucy! Lucy! Talk to me! Lucy!
Спокойно. Спокойно,
Спасибо. Спасибо. Спасибо, товарищ комиссар.
Это место безопасно.
Товарищ комиссар, где мы, а? Это мебельный магазин?
Нет. Это подвал Сталинградская балета.
Это ирония, что мы прячемся в балетном театре.
Почему?
Я учился балетом, когда я был маленьким и подростком в Москве.
Ты был молодой?
Нет. Нет, товарищ комиссар, я танцевал в кардебалете. Я не был звездой.
Ты бил лежит отдых. Скоро будет светло. Я не до медика.
Товарищ комиссар, можно я вам вопрос задам?
Конечно. Но тебе надо отдыхать.
Товарищ комиссар, а что будет после смерти?
Товарищ, политическая партия сообщает.
Нет. Не политическая, а что вы думаете?
Меня могут застрелять за строкой за строёх.
Ну, товарищ комиссар, ну ответьте. Ну, пожалуйста, я умираю. Мы оба это знаем.
Да, мы знаем.
Так что, а? Смерть? Все?
Нет, я так думаю.
Почему?
Я давно на фронте. Есть момент на смерти, когда нас смеют. Мою давную душу.
А на что они смотрят?
Я не знаю, но я думаю, что они смеют. Я самую. А что ты думаешь?
Я думаю, что мы живем, и мы будем жить еще и еще.
Может быть. Откуда у вас такая теория? Товарищ. Ты следующий встречи, товарищ.
Good afternoon, Doctor.
Hello, Chris. Hi. So, Roberta, you ready to go surf the temporal waves of time and space?
Don't romanticize it, Doc.
I was making a joke.
So, all joking aside, I'm perplexed, Doc. How are we going to fix it so my future life will be wealthy?
Well, I have this theory. If we set certain things into place before a session, documents, that sort of thing, we should be able to test its effect on your future self. St. John, do you have a durable power of attorney?
Yes.
Good.
A durable power of attorney. Now, what's that for?
Well, I'd like permission to write documents or checks in your name and test its effect on your future lives.
I'm still missing your point.
Okay. If we give St. John a task to do, it's as good as done, right?
Well, certainly.
Okay. So I want St. John to write up documents and write a check creating a scholarship in your name so we can see if we can gift your future self with your money.
And if it doesn't work?
Well, we have St. John tear up the document and everything should return to normal in this base timeline.
Please, define the word should.
Well, we're dealing with uncharted territory, breaking new ground here. There are no guarantees.
Is it risky?
Perhaps. You still game to try?
I'm a guinea pig, aren't I?
Yes. A grade A guinea pig. You ready to go find your future selves?
Chris, did we really find her past? Are we ready for this step?
Yes, Walters is ready. Okay. Are you ready, Roberta?
What's the difference about this tape?
This tape uses two low-frequency tones, one that's at 100 hertz and the other at about 108 hertz. The two tones are played separately in each of her ears.
Okay, so what's it do?
Well, the tones get each hemisphere of the brain resonating at different levels. The beauty is that it produces an 8 hertz beat resonance between the two hemispheres.
Ah, you're effectively forcing her into a meditative alpha state.
Couldn't we just have her meditate?
Well, sure, we could, but...
But that degree of perfected meditation could take years to master.
And she doesn't have years?
Agreed. So we have to mechanically force the issue if we're going to get her to touch her future lives before she's too sick to continue.
What do we do if it doesn't work?
We try something else.
That was quick.
Yes, it was. Roberta, I want you to move ahead in your life 3 months. Where are you?
I'm in my office signing papers.
What kind of papers?
Divestiture papers. I'm preparing to dissolve my holdings.
Okay. I want you to move forward another 3 months. Where are you?
I'm in my bed. I can't see very well. Everything is blurry.
Okay. Let's move forward to the next time you're a child. Where are you? What are you doing?
I'm playing with a stuffed dragon.
And who gave you the dragon?
My mommy.
Can you tell me your name?
Who are you?
I'm Chris. What's your name?
Jeffrey.
Okay, Jeffrey, I want you to move forward in your life until you're all grown up. I want you to move to your 35th birthday. Where are you, Jeffrey? What are you doing? What do you do?
Who wants to know?
A friend?
Well, I don't know if I should tell you.
Please?
Okay, hon. I'm Jeffrey R. Stevens.
And would you be willing to tell me your mother and father's names?
What's it to you?
I might have a present for them.
My mother's dead. She died when I was 16.
What was her name?
Susan. Susan Louise King. She was a sweet woman.
She was your mother. I'm sure she was sweet.
She wanted me to go to college.
Perhaps you still might.
Nah, not me.
What was your father's name?
Dad's name was Fred William Stevens.
And where were they each where were they each born?
Hold up. Are you a cop?
No, not a cop. I'm a friend of the family.
Well, Mom was born in Virginia.
And my dad was born in Baltimore.
Oh, run, you bastard, run! Man.
Where are you? And who are you yelling at?
My living room, silly. I'm watching a football game.
Where do you live?
Dundalk, Maryland.
What's the date? How old are you?
It's 2043. I'm 35.
And what do you do?
I work the dock. I'm a cargo tech.
I load container ships.
Notice the connection to shipping.
Yes, I did.
Classic case of habitual tendency.
Who's playing football?
Washington and Tampa. And the Buccaneers are losing.
So the Redskins are winning.
Redskins?
Good grief, hon. They haven't been called the Skins in nearly 40 years.
I don't follow. So what are they called now?
Warriors. Everybody knows that. Some Native American tribe bought the team, owned this big casino, bought the team. And they changed the name back in, what was that, Oc 9.
Come on. This is St. John. What's with the network performance this afternoon? Ah, yeah, I see. Thanks for the info.
How are you making out with researching Jeffrey's parents?
Not so good. The network has a bottleneck. All the search engines are bogged down.
We'll just have to be patient.
So what's your plan?
I'd like to give a significant gift to Jeffrey's parents, or at least get the documents in motion.
What if it doesn't work?
We'll tear it up and try something else.
What if nothing works?
Oh, don't be such a pessimist, St. John. Have confidence that something will work. You seem really loyal to your boss.
I hope so. I owe a lot to her.
Your position, job, and career.
No, I mean everything.
Care to share?
Well, I was a welder in one of her shipyards. I caught a mistake in the steel that was being used in the hull of a ship we were working on. Had I not spoken up and that steel had been used in the hull, it would have caused a serious problem later at sea.
You mean like the ship would have sunk?
Yes, and worse. It was a tanker. Had it been full of crude oil, it would have been a serious environmental disaster.
So what'd you do?
I told my supervisor, who told me not to worry about it.
You're kidding!
So I stomped my way up to the executive offices in my welding gear. I was a filthy mess. You should have seen it. I walked right through executive row with all these secretaries fussing at me, walked right into Walter's board meeting and announced that she was building ships with substandard steel.
You didn't. What did she say?
She looked at me with fire in her eyes and said, "You're fired!"
No, she didn't. What did you do?
Well, I said, fine, I'm fired. But your tanker out there is still being built with substandard steel.
So then what happened?
Well, she took a deep breath, grabbed her hard hat, and said, "Let's go see." When she got down there and saw what I was talking about, a bunch of heads rolled.
I bet they did. I guess you got your job back.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
You're kidding.
When I showed up for work the next morning, there was a pink slip and my last paycheck. And a note telling me to come to the head office. When I got up there, Walters introduced me around as that troublemaker from the shipyard.
That wasn't very nice.
She took me to dinner and told me she was sending me to school.
School?
She got me into Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, paid my tuition in full and even half salary to attend.
Yeshi?
Yes, Chris.
What was your take on the session the other day?
In what context? As a person or as a monastic?
Both.
Well, as a person, I'm fascinated by it all. As a monastic, I'm bored.
You're kidding.
Reincarnation is at the heart of my beliefs, Chris. That future life you touched was predictable.
So why are you concerned?
The rules of karma.
You don't think we can change the future?
Oh, I know you can. Just not as you expect.
Yeshi, level with me. What's on your mind?
Christine, Buddha taught us that we all suffer, and that we fix this suffering with right living, right wisdom, and moral behavior.
Yeah, the Four Noble Truths. What's your point?
Walters is not practicing the path. I don't see how you can change her future path.
By using cause and effect principles?
Okay, you got me. I agree you'll change her life, but you won't change her, the being. She's her own problem. She's a victim of her own habitual tendencies.
Well, maybe we'll make history. Okay, we're ready to change the future. St. John, do you have Roberta's executive checkbook?
Yes, right here.
Yeshi, did you figure out when the parents got married and conceived Jeffrey?
Yes, 2007.
Great. Let's issue a check for $50 million to be delivered to Jeffrey's parents from the Walters Trust on his first birthday. Done. Let's see what it did. I want you to move ahead until you're Jeffrey. Find your 35th birthday and tell me where you are.
I'm in my penthouse.
What's wrong with you?
Sister, I'm drunk.
Why are you drunk?
Everybody hates me. My wife hates me. My kids hate me. I got a couple of exes who are trying to sue me for money. Greedy bitches.
So, Jeffrey, you have a problem with your ex-wives. Why?
Can I let you in on a little secret? Only you. I don't want you to spread this around with the gossip.
Of course, Jeffrey. Tell me about your problem.
Well, my wife said that I like to fool around a little bit, and I like to play around and mess with the white and, of course, the booze.
Jeffrey, are you telling me you're addicted to cocaine?
Yes, I am.
And you have a problem with your wife and children because of it?
My third wife, what was her name? Anyway, my third wife, she didn't mind the booze, she didn't mind the drugs, the white powder, but when it came to gambling, she drew the line. That's it.
Give me that envelope. Tell me where you are, Jeffrey.
It's my birthday, and I was celebrating at home in Bowie, Maryland.
So you're celebrating with your wife and children?
Wife? Who told you I was married, sister? I'm not married.
Well, then who are you celebrating your birthday with?
My mother.
Jeffrey, someone told me your mother died of appendicitis when you were 16.
Nah. I mean, she had a bout of it, but she pulled through. She's doing a lot better now.
What the hell is going on? His mother died when he was 16. What's wrong?
I think what we're seeing here is a classic case of Heisenberg's uncertainty principle.
Heisenberg's uncertainty principle? Refresh me, Yeshi.
In simple terms, I have a white wall. I paint it blue. I've now changed the wall. If I paint it white again, is it the same wall?
Of course it is.
No, it's not. Now the white is a fresh coat of paint. The white over the blue subtly changes the fabric of the wall.
Because now the wall has an underlying coat of blue paint in its fabric.
Yes.
Let's try something else. I told both of you this was risky. We must press forward, but we have to tread carefully. Remember, the goal here is to make Roberta's future persona rich and happy. Why does a person with money become a hedonist?
Lots of reasons. Bad choices, bad influences.
I think it all boils down to character and self-discipline.
So suppose we issue a grant for him to attend a boarding prep school and give him a scholarship to Oxford, all expenses paid, with the knowledge that he'll inherit even more money upon his successful graduation.
You're assuming Oxford and prep school will make a decent man of him.
I think we're all in agreement. St. John, issue an order to grant young Jeffrey a commission to Oxford and to prep school and then to Oxford.
Chris, I really think you must consider the possibility of his karma before you press forward. I really don't think you can script the future like this.
Yeshi, I am willing to entertain any suggestions.
I have none at this time, but I'll think on it.
Then I must press ahead with my own ideas for the moment. St. John, how are you coming?
Almost finished. I have him going to a prep school in England and later a full scholarship to Oxford.
Great. Seal it. I want you to return to this moment. Who are you?
Roberta Walters.
Now I want you to move ahead until you're Jeffrey, age 5. Jeffrey, where are you? Are you there?
Yes.
All right, Jeffrey, I want you to move ahead to your 35th birthday. What are you doing?
Nothing. I never had a 35th birthday.
Jeffrey, I want you to move back to the last time you were Jeffrey. What are you doing?
Loading my pistol.
Why are you doing that?
'Cause I'm gonna kill myself.
What are you doing that for?
I just flunked out of Oxford. If I had graduated, I could have inherited a trust of money from some dead industrialist.
Jeffrey, I used to talk to you when you were 5. Do you remember me?
I remember a lady used to talk to me in my head when I was a kid.
Jeffrey, I'm your guardian angel. I want you to pick up a phone and call a suicide helpline. Jeffrey, you need help and I want you to get it. Will you do that for me, please?
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. Jeffrey, I want you to move ahead to your 35th birthday. Where are you and what are you doing?
Hey, lady, where you been? I haven't heard from you in a long time. I haven't heard from you since I flunked out of Oxford.
Are you drunk?
Hey, don't start it with me. I just lost my job at the hospital. They fired me because I was drunk.
Why are you drinking?
Why am I drinking? Why am I drinking? I had it all. Huge trust fund. Oxford. My life is crap. I wish I was dead.
And another thing, I really think that what Professor Bergstein said about you and your research is true.
What the hell did Harry Bergstein have to say about me?
He said that you practice the worst kind of pseudoscience and that your work and you have the worst credibility.
Anything else, St. John?
Yes. If it wasn't for the fact that I think the world of Mrs. Walters, I would have recommended that she drop you like a hot potato weeks ago. At first I thought you were just a fraud and a crackpot. Now I see you as a reckless practitioner of the worst kind of science.
Oh, well, do you have a comment to add, Yeshi?
I believe test pilots have a phrase that covers this sort of circumstance.
What the hell do test pilots say?
Screwed the pooch.
Oh. Perhaps we have, Yeshi. Perhaps we have.
I've been thinking, perhaps we can do some damage control.
What did you have in mind?
Well, as I said before, we need to have Walters change her karma. Up till now, you and St. John have written all the checks and signed all the documents. I think it's time we have her take control of her own future.
But that would screw up the laboratory control.
Christine, I fear we've done far worse already. We've seriously messed with this being's future life with our dabbling.
What did you have in mind?
When Walters arrives, let's have her take control of her own future. Let's start by having her take control of her own charity.
I've been doing some investigating. Walters Industries has a large foundation. It's a very charitable organization.
Let me emphasize the word organization. We're talking about generating the cause for a future abundance. I'm not sure how hands-on Ms. Walters is when it comes to her charity.
Hi, everyone. What's the good word?
Well, to be truthful, it's turning out to be a lot more difficult than we had hoped for.
Well, I appreciate your frankness. Now, I understand loosely that my future self has developed certain life difficulties.
You could say that. How much have you told her, St. John?
Not much. Just that her future self is miserable and worse off than when we found him.
St. John did recommend that I consider dropping the project altogether so that my future will have a fighting chance.
If that's your wish, to drop the project, I'll be happy to return a little over $90,000. It's what I have left of the money you gave me.
Whoa. Now you put on the brakes, honey. We're going to proceed on course as if everything were going smoothly.
Then before we begin, I need to speak to Ms. Walters. Alone, please.
So, what's on your mind, Yashila?
You added a la to my name as an endearment. I knew that you knew more about Tibetan culture than you've been letting on.
Well, I visited Nepal for about 6 months when I was just out of college. So, what's on your mind, Yashi?
Roberta, we're dealing with a problem with the cause and effects of your karma.
Is it something we can fix?
I'm not sure, but I have a suggestion. I've prepared a list of worthy charities. I want you to make a check out to one of them.
I have a whole charitable foundation that does this sort of thing, with lots of research. But now, what if it's not tax deductible?
What difference does that make? This is charity, Roberta. Give from the heart.
Okay, I'll look over the list. Why don't you ask Christine and St. John to come back in?
Christine, I've asked that Ms. Walters make a significant charitable donation to a worthy cause to see if it impacts her future.
What did she say?
I said yes.
Who are you going to make the check to?
That's personal, Christine.
I've given her a list of worthy charities not normally addressed by her foundation.
Okay. Shall we begin? St. John, a moment of your time, please.
Of course.
I'm curious, how much did you bend Roberta's ear?
Not much. I just told her that certain aspects of your process were going badly, and that I think your methods are too loose.
Too loose? Look, St. John, I told you going into this is like a walk on the moon. This is all highly experimental territory.
Mrs. Walters certainly understands that. I was just doing my job as a monitor and advocate for her.
Advocate?
I have a power of attorney granted to me to pull the plug when and if something is seriously wrong.
How long have you had that?
Since the beginning. There are many in the academic community who viewed you as a crackpot. Mrs. Walters felt otherwise. As her advocate, I talked her into a parachute. If I deemed your process to be dangerous or fraudulent, I was authorized to terminate the effort on her behalf.
So you're to judge if I succeed or fail?
Yes. And if by some chance you succeed in making her happy down the line, I'm to be the judge if it's suitable and consistent with her wishes.
How's it going?
She's ready, Chris.
Good. Okay. I want you to move forward to Jeffrey's 35th birthday. Where are you?
Oxford University.
Jeffrey, what are you doing at Oxford?
I teach here.
Jeffrey, you teach at Oxford. What do you teach? I heard you flunked out when you were 22.
Absolutely, I flunked out. And then I almost blew my brains out. But you spoke to me and told me to call the suicide hotline.
I take it that you did.
Yes, I did. And I talked to these really great Tibetan monks at the Namgyal Monastery. They helped me diffuse my depression, taught me how to meditate, and in about a year I went back to Oxford to finish my degree.
I'm surprised they let you back in.
Well, they didn't want to at first, but the dean of the school intervened.
Then what?
I stayed on to finish my postgraduate work, and then I took a job here teaching philosophy.
Married? Children?
No, I'm not married. I can't be.
Why?
I live at the Namgyal Monastery.
I'm a Buddhist monk. We're celibate, you know.
And what did you do with all that money that you inherited after you graduated?
Oh, it's invested. Being used to maintain the monastery and all of its charitable causes.
Are you telling me you gave all that money away to charity?
As a monk, I have no need for money.
Jeffrey, are you happy?
Of course I'm happy. I live a peaceful life. I get a chance to teach bright and shining minds on a daily basis. It's very fulfilling.
Jeffrey, do you consider yourself rich?
Considering the excellent life that I have,
Honey, I'm rich beyond my wildest dreams. Throughout my many lifetimes, and until this moment, whatever virtue I have accomplished, including the merit generated by this practice, and all that I will ever attain, this I offer for the welfare of sentient beings. May sickness, war, famine, and suffering be decreased for every being, while their wisdom and compassion increase in this and every future life. May I clearly perceive all experiences to be as insubstantial as the dream fabric of the night, and instantly awake to perceive the pure display in the arising of every phenomenon. May I quickly attain enlightenment in order to work ceaselessly for the liberation of all sentient beings.
Buddhas and Bodhisattvas all together, whatever kind of motivation you have, whatever kind of beneficial action, whatever kind of wishing prayers, whatever kind of omniscience, whatever kind of life accomplishment, whatever kind of benevolent power, and whatever kind of immense wisdom you have. Similarly, I, who have come into the same way to benefit beings, pray to attain these qualities.
Dear Yeshi, I hope this note finds you well and enjoying your retreat at the Mother Monastery. After all the many months of working with you during the Walters Project, I had gotten used to your being here most of the time. Since you've been on retreat, I must say, I have missed you terribly, my friend. I guess it's just a good lesson in learning not to grasp. In terms of news, I had lunch with St. John the other day. She thanked me for attending Roberta's funeral. Then she proceeds to give me an envelope with no less than 4 offers for chairmanship at several notable institutions, stating that it was Roberta's last project. Then she tops that with a check for $1 million from the Walters estate. Seems Roberta wanted me to be comfortable in my new academic career. The last big news is that St. John is the new CEO of the Walters Corporation. That's about it from this end. Fond regards, Christine. P.S. When you get back, I'd like to continue our experiments with exploring future lives. Perhaps we can find a new guinea pig for our next series of experiments.
Christine, how old are you?
I'm 38.
Christine, I want you to move to a time when you are no longer Christine. I want you to move to your 35th birthday. When and where are you?
It's 2147. I'm at Syrtis Planium on Mars.
Who are you?
I'm Nicole Crispin.
And what do you do on Mars?
I'm an author.
Do you write science fiction?
No, silly. I write mysteries and historical fiction.
Are you writing a story now?
Yes, I'm writing a piece of historical fiction set in the 21st century about reincarnation.
How do you think up your stories?
They just come to me in my quiet moments.
Christine, I want you to move forward to another time in life, when you're under Buddhist vows.
I'm under vows.
Tell me when and where you are.
It's 2258, silly.
And where are you?
On the grounds of the Chinrizi Monastery.
Chenrezi Monastery. I've never heard of that one. Where is it located?
It's on the southern continent of Proxima 3.
Samaya, what do you do there at the monastery?
We do compassionate work. We pray for all beings everywhere. And we grow paria plants.
What are paria plants?
They're a native plant to Proxima that yields a resin that can be made into a powerful medicine. We see that as compassionate work.
Samaya, when you took up your vows, didn't you find it hard to give up sex?
Sure I did. Everybody does, but...
But what?
But I got over it.